Hey family. Okay, this is what we're doing. I'm gonna go through some of you guys' messages, and I'm gonna just try to answer to the best of my ability. Okay. This situation, of course, this young lady will remain nameless, but she has hit me a few times. I've answered her woman to woman's a couple times. Y'all, something on me and shit. I don't know. Something messing with me. Anyway, but I have answered her woman to woman questions a time or two, and so I just feel honored that you feel comfortable enough with me to share certain things with me. So, niece, I I just thank you, and I'm honored. So let me get into this PM, and then I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability. Okay. It is called Sticky Situation. Hey, Auntie, I have a question, and I'm at the end of my little rope. I have been having a discharge that does not smell, it don't itch, nothing's burning. Now, I was thinking, since I started having sex last year, there was that one unprotected event. Maybe sex has changed things. I went to the doctor, my gynecologist, 3 times last year and twice this year, and all of my standard, all of my, no, STD, I'm sorry, I was abbreviating it. All of my STD results have come back negative, and I've had a sonogram done on my ovaries and uterus, and they said it showed nothing. It's not thick, but it's just slimy and clear like before, but it's a lot like every few days or so. I think something could be wrong, or maybe it's just my nerves and I'm overthinking it because the hospital and my gynecologist, they just don't seem to see a problem. But it happened after I had unprotected sex last year. And it goes away, then it comes right back. And I assumed that if I assumed if I was a diabetic, I assumed I was a diabetic because it runs in my family and we all see the same gynecologist, me, my mom, and my nana. Then they would have told me, what? That said, that said, that said, maybe you mean they said. Okay, maybe that's what you mean, they said. Okay, they said it wasn't a yeast infection, BV, or vaginosis either. Do you know what it could be? Maybe I'm not cleaning properly or something. I just don't know. And I just hope nothing is wrong. But I'm super worried, even though they say it's nothing. Well, let me tell you, niece, nothing is wrong, baby. Nothing is wrong, okay? What happens is the way in which our bodies work. Remember, I don't know if you remember, I did a video about a year ago, and I was going through the steps of our cycle on how our cycle works, and I was telling you guys that most cases we're on a 28-day cycle. Well, let's just say, for instance, like today is September 1st. Today will be the first day of your cycle, okay? Let's just say. So today will be my first day of my menses. Menses, in a medical term, is just the flip side. In layman terms, it will be your period, okay? So let's just say today is the first day of my period. I started my period on the 1st of September. Let's just say, okay? So, what you would do is 14 days after the onset of your period, you will begin to ovulate, okay? So, let's just say today is the 1st, so we go 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13, 14, 15. So on about that 15th day, you will begin to ovulate. That is when your body is most susceptible of becoming pregnant. Okay, Auntie, how do I know if I'm ovulating? How do I know? Well, you know because you begin to secrete this very sticky like substance, this discharge that's clear. It has no odor, it has no taste. It's just really like if you put it between your index finger and your thumb, it kind of stringy. That's what you're having. It just means that you're ovulating. It means that everything is working. That's what it means. Okay, so you're gonna ovulate on or about that 14th day. And as I stated in the previous videos, that's how in which women are able to, somewhat plan their pregnancies. Um, if they have a desire to have a male or a female child, and once again, the sex of a child comes from a man. It doesn't come from a woman, it comes from a man. But you can increase your odds of having whatever sex it is that you desire by knowing when you're ovulating. Okay, now in most cases we run on a 28-day cycle, so the days and the numbers that I am quoting to you right now is on a 28-day cycle. So on or about the 15th, my period started on the 1st, right? So on the 15th I begin to ovulate. Now one thing about let's get into the chromosomes. You have X chromosomes and you have the Y chromosomes, okay? The Ys. Now, the X chromosomes are the female chromosomes and the Y chromosomes are for the males, okay? Now, the man is what determines the sex of a child, okay? Because what they're coming is, see, we as women, we only carry X's. We don't carry Y's. We carry X's. So, when a man ejaculates, and it's just in your pussy, and it's like, okay, and it's swimming up there. Here you on your 15th day. On your 15th day, Auntie, what happens? Well, on the 15th day is you secrete what is called ovum, okay? Where your ovaries let go of this egg that's ready to be fertilized. That's just holding on to the side of your cervix and your inside and stuff, and your uterus, and it's just waiting to be fertilized. And what happens is you done had sex with Darnell. Okay, Darnell done ejaculated in your pussy. So guess what happens now? All those X's and Y's that he done secreted, they swimming through. They trying to find that ovum that you've released, right? And that's when you're having all that stickiness. So they're swimming and they're swimming and they're swimming. Well, one thing about the Y chromosomes, which are the boy chromosomes, they swim faster. So they getting down, girl. They just swimming. And the girls are more, they laid back. They backstroking and they going slower. But the Y chromosomes, they swim faster, but they live shorter. The females, which are backstroking, they're going slower, but they live longer. So what happens is, on or about that 14th day when you begin to ovulate, which in this particular case, just in our scenario, will be the 15th. So if my plan is to have a female child, if I plan on having a girl, okay, then therefore I would begin having sex, like say for instance on the 13th day, okay, because why? By the time she swims through and she's backstroking and she's doing her thing, by the time she reaches that ovum, she's still living. Whereas the boys, they swimming so fast to get there that they die off very quickly. So when a man ejaculates inside of your vagina, it lives up to 72 hours. So you only have a 3-day period, okay, to become pregnant. Now, as far as his semen is concerned. Now, if you fucking Darnell and then turn around and start fucking Jack, then now those 3 days pass, and then now here's another 3 days, and now you 6 days. Because within that 14th and that 21st day is when you become pregnant. Okay? After that 21st day, you have 1 week of just a rest period where your body now is completely cleansed and is getting ready for that 28th day to go back on your period again. So, let me break it down again, okay? If you're on a 28-day cycle, say for instance our period started on the 1st, around the 15th we begin to ovulate. How do we know we ovulate, Auntie? Because your vagina is going to secrete this very clear, very sticky discharge. It has no smell, it has no taste or anything. It's just clear. Now, in the event that you're planning on having a child, then you know that you're going to start having sexual relations on or about that 14th day. If your plan is to have a female child, then you want to have sex around that 12th or that 13th day. Okay? If it's a boy that you want to have, then therefore you don't have sex at all, and you just have it on that 14th day or that 13th day, because he's gonna be swimming so fast, but once he get there, he tires out and he dies very quickly. So if your idea, if it happens for you and God blesses a woman to have a child, a boy baby, then that means that it was quick. That means he came in there and he was coming on your while you was fully ovulating. When girl babies are born, that means that she was having sex before, in most cases now, and days before she began to ovulate. Basically, that's what it means. I'm no doctor, I am a nurse. So all I'm saying is, if anything that I'm saying to you right now that doesn't make sense, I ask that you consult your Tabors, which is a very, very good medical book, or your Merck, which is another very good medical reference, or your PDR, which is a physician's desk reference. Look into those things, or even Google ovulating, and just for verification of what it is that I'm saying right now. I am in no case, let me give a disclaimer to say, for any woman that is watching, I am in no case diagnosing. I'm simply giving my woman-to-woman experience. I planned my 3 children. I planned when I wanted to have them and all that other stuff. And I didn't do it by chance. I did it the way, scientific way on how in which to do such things. But I say unto you, young lady, you're fine. It just means that your body's working, and it's working quite well, and need not worry. Okay? Because if they've done all these different tests, you're fine. They didn't find anything. There's no smell. There's nothing foul about it. The discharge has no coloration to it. You're fine, mama. You're just healthy. That's it. You're young. You're healthy. I remember the very first message that you sent me, so I remember you very vividly. And you and I done had some tea to tea a couple times, too, so... Auntie, love you, mama. I love you. And anytime you have any questions to this magnitude or whatever the case, I'm here for you. I'm here to answer your questions. This is what I do. This is my plight. This is my stand and my platform here on YouTube. It's to answer you guys' questions and keep it real with you guys on certain things. So anyway, on that note, mama, I hope I answered it fully. You have any more questions, send me a PM. Deuces, mama. Good night. Bye-bye. Why isn't it going off? You see what I'm saying, y'all? Now here I done went through all of this and the camera's still rolling. Let's try this again.